Let's talk about refraction of light. What exactly is refraction of light? Now, refraction is a property of waves, okay? But now we're just talking about light. So refraction of light, it's the bending of light, okay? It's when, let's say, light is moving and then it bends as it moves from one medium to another. So example, from air to water. So as light moves from one or a medium to another, there's a sort of bend. And this is because, these mediums have different densities. So you can see, I took this picture, you can see in how if you put um, this or the fork in a glass of water, you can see here, normally the hand is supposed to, look like this, but now there's kind of like a bend towards the right side. Okay, so this is refraction. And then why does light even bend in the first place? Well, it's because of the a change in speed. So as it moves from one or medium to another, there's going to be a change in the speed of light. And this change is going to cause light to bend. So it can bend towards or away from the normal. So let me explain it. So let's say we're going from a less dense to a dense medium. Let's say we're going from air to water. Okay, water is denser than air. We're going for, or you can also use glass. Let's say we're going from a less dense to a dense or medium. Okay, have this, have our air, the medium air, have water or glass. Then we have to draw the normal. You will always want to draw your normal. Okay, so which is perpendicular to the surface or perpendicular to the boundary of of the two media. Okay, you draw your normal. You can see the incident or light ray that's about to, that's striking the medium, and then the refracted ray. You can see there's a bend here. So we can call this angle here the angle of incidence, and this is the angle of refraction. You always measure the angle with the normal. Okay, so that's why it's always important to draw your normal first so that you can easily measure the angle. So you can see this ray. So normally it would go like this. So the ray bends towards the normal. The refracted ray actually bends towards the normal because normally, okay, sorry, if you trace this ray continuously, it's supposed to just go like this. However, it bends closer to the normal. Okay, so here is because the speed has reduced. Okay, so the angle of refraction here is actually less than the angle of incidence. Okay, because when you go from a less dense to a denser medium, when light enters the denser medium, it's going to slow down. And because of that, it's going to bend towards the normal. As you can see here, it's going to bend towards the normal. Again, so you can see I kind of drew something like this, just showing you how it happens. So you can see normally the handle of the fork is supposed to like continue like this, but then it kind of bends towards the right. It's not perfect, but I'm just kind of giving an illustration of what happens. Okay, so it's supposed to continue this way normally, but then there's kind of a bend towards the normal, and yeah, we have something like that. So that's just the idea of refraction. How about if we're going from a dense to a less dense medium? Okay, so we went from a less dense to a dense. Now we're going from a dense back to a less dense medium. So medium one here is water or glass. Medium two is air. Again, we put our normal. Okay, that's perpendicular to the boundary. Okay, and you can see this ray now bends away from the normal. You can see it's traveling at a higher speed now, and it bends. So if this is your angle of incidence and this is your angle of refraction, you can see the angle of refraction is generally greater than the angle of incidence. Okay, when you're going from a denser to a less dense medium, you can see the ray bends away from the normal. And that's because the speed of light here increases. So that's just the idea of refraction. From less dense to dense, if we go back um, here, so put it here, you can see if we focus on here, okay, it bends towards the normal. If we focus on, less dense to dense to less dense, then it bends away from the normal. And you expect the angle of refraction to be higher than the angle of incidence. So that's just about it for the general idea of refraction. I hope it helps. Thank you.